Hello, everybody. Brentley Thomas here from Norman, Oklahoma at the home office. I want to spend a few minutes talking about do's and don'ts of social media and Facebook and things like that. There's a ton of things that we could talk about on do's and don'ts for social media. It can be very expansive. Over the years, we've learned a lot of things to do and a lot of things to avoid. So I don't want to spend a 3-hour video on all those things, but I do want to hit some of the major ones. So maybe the top 10 from some that Patty and I have learned over the last few years, and some that we've been taught, and some the ones that are still mostly relevant. Maybe the top 10 big ticket items. So number one, and kind of I think is like the most important one, is I would really tell everybody not to shy away from using social media, because there's a lot of people that they just go on there to check their pictures from their grandkids, or they just kind of chat with a few of their friends in a few little small social groups. And if you're in network marketing and you really want to be successful and you want to use social media, don't shy away from using social media. Get on there, use it, make relationships, and don't be afraid of it. So that's the number one tip that I would learn. Now, we're going to talk about how not to overuse it, but first and foremost, know that you need to use it, so don't shy away from it. So number two, I think it's really important that as you use social media, that you're really focused on, in the end, to build relationships. That's what your goal is, to build a relationship with somebody. So you want to you want to build relationships and build them deep, and you don't want to mass market. So you don't want to just you don't want to assume that everyone needs Viseo products. You don't want to assume that everybody's watching, because here's the truth. Even though there's I think the latest statistic said 1.5 billion people a day log into Facebook, and you have a couple thousand friends on your news feed, or maybe you only have 1,000, or you only have 500. The reality is only 15 to 20% of those people are even seeing what you're doing, or even know what you're doing on a regular basis. So don't assume everybody knows what you're doing. Don't assume that everybody knows that you're in Viseo, or that you're even in network marketing, or that you live in a certain state. They don't know that. So the point is that you have to kind of get the information out there, but you don't want to mass market. You don't want to assume everybody knows that you're in Viseo. So you don't want to just blast everybody out there. So at the same time, number three is you want to provide value. You want to educate daily. So you want to, when you get on Facebook and you want to make relationships, that's your end goal, is to make relationships. You want to provide value for people, and they want to see real, they want to see transparent, they want to see what's going on. You don't have to, I'm not saying open up your pocketbook and show them your credit statement. I'm not saying all that. I'm just saying just be real. Just be somebody that goes throughout their day, and they can see that you're just like they are, that they have a process, that they go to work, and they have kids, they got a family, and they do the same things that you do. So, and I would encourage you to do as much as you can on some live videos. I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with that, but the more that you can do it, the better that you get at it, and over time, it becomes really, really easy. It was hard for us at first to start doing that, and a lot of people will tell you that it's really hard at first, but over time, it gets really, really easy. So number four is I wouldn't waste time on haters, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to hate, and what you need to do is focus on the people that are entrepreneurial and that are going in a forward direction, that want to improve their lives, that are open to new concepts and new ideas to making money. And the people that you hate on, if you chase those people, you're cheapening Viseo. So you don't want to cheapen the product, because if you're just chasing after people that hate the product because they've got to have it, you're wasting a lot of your time. And we'll get into a rule about that here in just a minute. So number five, obviously you want to project positivity. You want to make sure your profile is public. A lot of times people have their Facebook locked down. So if you're in Viseo and you're interested in using social media for the fullest benefits, you got to open it up. That's just the way it is. So you're gonna have to turn it on to public, and to make sure that your follow button is turned on. So those are two very important pieces. Number six, be social. I mean, it's social media. You got to be social, right? So be social on Facebook. Talk to people. Have conversations. And here's something that I learned about when I say be social. When somebody likes your post, and you go and like somebody's post, or you make a post on Facebook and they like it, or they make a statement, don't just ignore what they say. Go in and engage with them. Start a conversation with them. If they've liked something and made a short comment, go back in and comment afterwards. It doesn't take a lot of time. And I tell you what, if it's taking a lot of time and you're getting a lot of people and you're being very, very social, that's a good thing. So go back in and comment with people and engage in conversations. It's really, really important. Number 7 is a really, really important piece, and a lot of people will do this, and I want to make sure that you don't, is don't bash your competitors. Don't bash other people's companies, or don't talk bad about somebody has a 9 to 5 job, and put that down. Don't say that you got your 9 to 5 40 plan, and what are you going to do with that? How's that working out for you? So it just makes people, that's a negativity, and it's not going to work. It's just going to kind of piss people off, and they're going to go the other direction. So don't bash people's other their company, and people that just have normal 9 to 5 jobs. So going back to that one piece I said, you don't want to be an infomercial for your product. So you don't want to just constantly put Visayo on there. There's a rule of thumb called 80-20. You want to do 80% of connection with people. You want to connect and do those daily life things, the family stuff, the photos, the videos, the job, things like that. And then 20% business. So throw in the business about 20% of the time, and 80% of the time, you do your conversational things and you connect with people. So another great way to connect with people on the 80% side of it is, I don't know if you noticed this or not, but Facebook will put up in your feed who's having a birthday today. So I can't tell you how many times I've gone, and it just takes a few minutes where I see who's having a birthday today. And I'll even create a post, a statement about happy birthday to this person, and I'll copy and paste it to 20 people, change the name, and have start a conversation that way. It's a great way to start conversations with people and connect. So number 9 is money follows eyeballs. So don't say the name Visayo. Now I know that's might be a tricky one for you, but what I've learned with the way Facebook has started to change with their algorithms over the last, 12, 16 months, is that if you say the name Visayo, the likelihood of somebody Googling Visayo and bypassing you and going straight to the information is probably 99.9%. That's exactly what's going to happen. The goal of what you're doing on social media and what you're trying to get engagement with people is you want to talk to people. So if you say the name Visayo, first of all, people they're gonna think they can do it and they can learn it, and they're gonna bypass you, and that's the last thing you want, because you want people to have a conversation with you about Visayo. So you want them to talk to you. And if you say the name Visayo, they're probably likely not going to do that. So I would highly recommend that you don't. Whenever you do the 20% of the business side on your post, have a product in the background, as you can see here, or do something to where it kind of engages them to ask more questions, not to Google it and bypass you. I mean, they might even Google it and buy some product, but you'll never talk to them. You'll never know, and they could have became an amazing brand partner, but you don't know it because they never had a conversation with you. So let's don't do that. So number 10, that's worked really well for Patty and I. It's a tremendous tip. Is find groups on Facebook and invite friends. Whatever hobby you have, if you're a bike rider or a runner, or if you do scrapbooking, or you just like to do construction, or you're a firefighter, there's groups for everything. And what you can do is you can get into these groups, start conversations with people, start befriending people, and over time you can start to talk and have conversations with people, and it'll always come up when you get to know people. They'll say, hey, what do you do, man? What is it that you do besides bonsai trees? Or what is it that you do besides, dabble in cryptocurrencies? I mean, I know you've been in here for a couple of weeks, and we've had some great conversations, but what is it that it'll always come up. So at some point you're going to be able to kind of pop the question, or kind of let people know what it is that you do, and Visayo will come up in the conversation. But that's a great way to make friends, and to start conversations, and to use social media to your advantage. So again, these are just about the top 10 big ticket items. There's a ton more, and we can get into those later, but for now I think that'll help you get you guys started. So I appreciate your time, and we'll see you real soon.